You're thinking about powering up with a plant-based diet, you're trying plant-powered recipes, you're buying the cookbooks, you're following the plant-based influencers, but you haven't taken the jump to becoming fully plant-powered. This video is for you. Hi, I'm Christina. I'm a plant-based dietitian, and today I'm going to share with you the 2 things that I had to have in place before I fully transitioned to a plant-based diet and a plant-powered lifestyle after years of being what I like to call plant curious. So first, let me tell you a little bit about my journey. I've been a dietitian for over 10 years, and when I was in school, the consensus among some of my teachers and mentors was that plant-based diet or a vegan diet that was free from any animal products was seen as a little bit bizarre. But over the years of working as a dietitian in the food system and working in sustainability, I realized after lots of research the benefits of plant-based diet. Looking back now, I can see that there was a seed that was planted in my mind, but I didn't know it. I was listening to podcasts and trying recipes and reading the research and being an outside observer of these people that were living a plant-powered lifestyle. But for myself, I didn't think it was possible. I had lots of obstacles in my way. But over time, I just knew that I didn't want to continue to eat this way. I didn't want to continue to contribute to this system. And so I attempted a few times to eat plant-based meals, but I didn't have these 2 things in place. So let me tell you what they are now. The first thing I had in place that made transitioning to a plant-powered diet easy peasy was I already had a really strong habit of meal planning and meal prep. So even before I went plant-based, my husband and I had spent many years making weekly meal plans, shopping from our list, and prepping ahead each and every week. This did not happen overnight. When we first got married, we would go to the grocery store, pick whatever was off the shelf, spend $200+ a week, and then get home and feel like we had nothing to cook. Over time, many, many years, and I'll tell you, you don't have to spend that much time trying to figure it out because I've done that for you. We started to create a weekly meal plan each and every week where we scheduled exactly what we were going to eat on what night, depending on what our week would look like. Then from there, we created a grocery list based on those meals and went to the store and shopped only from that list. That meant we weren't overspending, we weren't overbuying, and we were reducing our food waste. And because we had done this for many years, when I decided that I wanted to eat plant-based, it was super easy for me to just plug in those plant-based meals, even if they were new to me, even if there were ingredients that I hadn't cooked before, into my week. So I knew my meal plan for the week, I had my grocery list, and then I knew what I needed to prep. And I'm not saying this was super easy and that the first week it was just smooth sailing, but having that knowledge of how to create and follow a meal plan every week made it much easier for me to transition into plant-powered living. If you're thinking to yourself, yes, I want to go plant-based, but I don't have that skill. I don't know how to meal plan. I don't know how to meal prep. I'm not great at going to the grocery store every week. The first thing you should do is you should download my 4 high-protein plant-based dinners ebook, which gives you 4 dinners that you can use throughout the week as well as a full grocery list. And that will help you get kickstarted this week. So I talked about the first thing that I had, which is a strong foundation in meal planning and meal prep. So I had that weekly system already down. The second part was a little bit harder, and that was having the accountability and doing it with someone else. And that someone was my husband. And I will tell you right now, this was not an easy feat. I had been interested in eating more plants and plant-based foods for a very long time, and my husband was open to it. He's always been a healthy-ish eater. In fact, he's probably a healthier eater than I am, and I'm the dietitian. But bringing this completely plant-based diet on him didn't happen overnight. I had told him many times how I was interested in trying this out, and I wanted to try this lifestyle on for size, and he was open, but wasn't really in a place to jump in completely. Then the documentary Game Changers came out, which if you haven't seen this documentary, I suggest that you do watch it. I'll put a link so you can watch it below the show notes. But this documentary in particular was focused on plant-based athletes and the benefits to their performance. And my husband is a massive sports fan. And he's also the kind of person when he decides to do something or his mind is changed, he does it immediately. And so after he watched this Game Changers documentary, he was convinced, which is kind of funny because his dietitian wives had been telling him for years the benefits of this. But what he really needed to do to make that change was to watch sports dietitians, to watch athletes that he admired talking about the benefits of this lifestyle. Once we watched that documentary, literally the next day when we went to the grocery store, we bought only plant-based meals. And it took a couple of weeks for us to kind of get in the groove. But because we had that foundation of meal planning and because we were doing it together, it was that much easier. So let me stop and say right here that after working with literally hundreds of women on transitioning to a plant-based diet, I will tell you this. There are usually two types of people, and I will use the example of me and my husband to show you. I'm the kind of person who likes to research, who likes to understand all of the evidence, and then I make the leap, but only if I have that accountability of doing it with someone else. Yes, even though I'm a dietitian and I know the research and I know the studies and I know the benefits, it still took me having him as that accountability piece to finally make the jump. He's a different kind of person. When he decides to do something, he just does it. I wish I was that kind of person sometimes. Having him decide made it a lot easier for me, and it gave me that accountability. But for him, he needed to see that evidence from people that he respected and admired, even though his dietitian wife was telling him the benefits of it for so long. And so we're really two different types of people. So you really have to think about yourself. Are you someone who just decides to do it and you do it? Or do you need that accountability? If you are the kind of person who needs that accountability, you need that support, you need a group of people who are doing it with you, then I highly suggest you check out my signature program, the 3-week plant-powered Kickstart. After eating this way and living this lifestyle for 6+ years, I put everything I know into a 3-week meal plan program to help women like you kickstart a plant-based diet that prioritizes protein and fiber. It's 3 full weeks for meal plans. Literally every meal is planned out for you. Grocery list, meal prep schedules, a full workbook, and a thriving community of other women across the world. We have women now in 6 countries that are powering up with plants. So to wrap this up, the 2 things that I needed to help me transition to a plant-powered lifestyle was 1, the habit of planning and prepping my meals each and every week so that I have a system that I can repeat. And the second thing was the accountability. And I had that through my husband, but now I created that accountability for women who are ready to do this as well. So if you're interested in powering up with plants yourself, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and follow along as I share more tips and tricks for powering up with plants.